tagged. The 69 car goes across the racetrack, hard into the outside concrete wall. And Asaro throws the steering wheel. He's unbuckled already. He knows he's done for the afternoon. The points leader out before we even take the green flag, Johnny.
You know, that is extremely rotten luck. But if you've never been in one of these races and never been in a start, that kind of thing can happen because those guys in the back row, they're not paying attention to the flagger. They're looking at the cars in front of them. And obviously, you know, it looks like LaPointe there just checked up. Everyone checked up behind him, just like in Winston Cup racing, and contact, and boy, that's rotten luck for Asaro.
One of the cars a little further back in the field, the black machine swung to the inside, clipped Asaro in the back end. Let's take another look. Looked like it might have been the 3 car, perhaps the 2 of Peter Gray, that was trying to get through on the inside. It was Gray, definitely, that drilled Asaro and sent him into the concrete.
Boy, you know what happens, though, because if LaPointe checks up and then Asaro checks up, and it looked like he was pulling out to the right side, to avoid running in the back of him. There was contact, and that's, you know, that's rotten luck, but sometimes these things happen in racing. But obviously one very disappointed young man there.
It has not been a good weekend. If you were with us earlier, Asaro had the wing give way on the back end of the 69 car. He was able to finish 3rd anyway, but his race this time around doesn't even take the green flag. Talking to his crew chief, Asaro obviously upset, threw his helmet, threw his gloves. The young driver from Ontario, Canada, very frustrated with the way this one was going to start out. So Asaro will have to deal with the disappointment. The field will stay under caution, and we'll look for a start next time by. Sandy Heng ready to talk to the series point leader about the incident.
Billy Asaro out of the car now. What happened there on the front stretch?
I have no idea. You probably have a better indication of what happened than I do. I was just going up for the green flag, and they didn't drop it. I heard on the radio, it's not a go, it's not a go. All of a sudden, I got hit from behind, and I started spinning around. So, I don't know.
Okay, a big disappointment here today for Billy Asaro.
Pretty narrow there. You think of this as a wide racetrack with plenty of runoff room, Johnny, but there is a fence right there on the outside of the front straightaway that Asaro got into.
Yeah, you know what? And once you're spinning that fast, it just, there's nothing you can do. You're a passenger, and it's bad luck for Asaro. This is going to really, though, open up the door for guys like LaPointe and Bell. So it should make for an exciting race.
Asaro with a 47-point lead coming into today's 10th race of the season. So the field is realigned single file. Casamets will be first in line. Then LaPointe is next. Looks like Peter Gray in the 2 car will line up 3rd for the restart here, with Asaro not being able to answer the call. He was scheduled to start 3rd, and the 69 car being put on the back of the hook. Safety crew waving all the drivers past, and the cleanup just about done on the front straightaway here at Road America. We'll be right back with plenty more.
Beautiful car.
200 horsepower, V6 engine. It's got your name written all over it. You like it?
I love it.
I feel a test drive coming on. You ready? I'm ready.
I'm done. I want this car. I will take this car.
You've got to take it for a test drive.
No, I'm going to take the car. I want it.
Let's put this thing on the road.
Let's go for a test drive. Test drive over. I want the car.
Chevy Impala.
I love this car.
We'll be there.
We pitted Castrol Syntec 1030 against the leading conventional oils in some of the world's toughest tests. The 96-hour TU3 viscosity test. The M111E, designed to break down an oil into sludge. The blistering hot VWI-C deposit test. Not one conventional oil could pass all these tests. Then again, there's nothing conventional about Syntec. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
What if you could return your cat back to a healthy weight? Feed her Imes in the blue bag. It helps gradually reduce her weight by managing the blood sugar level, which could add years of splendid health to her life. Imes, good for today, good for tomorrow, good for life.
We have terrific analysts on Speed Vision. These guys have actually driven the race cars.
When I go to do a live broadcast, my heart pounds in my chest, just like it did when I was in the race car.
When those lights start to change and I know they're about to burst off, I mean, I'm in the car with those guys at that point. I'm vibrating like a tuning fork.
That ability to captivate the audience and make them really feel what it's like, you can only do that if you've been in that position, in that car.
Back at Road America, coverage of the US F2000 National Championship Series here on Speed Vision. Having a hard time getting the second race of this two-race weekend going. Trouble on the initial attempt at a start. Billy Asaro, the series point leader, clipped from behind, turned into the outside concrete barrier as the field came up the front straightaway toward the start-finish line. So everybody in single file. Johnny O'Connell, another couple of looks at this.
You know, again, it just looks like certainly Kodemus checked up, and then LaPointe checked up. Contact started happening behind. And you have to remember, if you're on the front row, you're looking at the flagger. If you're in the second, third, fourth, fifth row, you're not even paying attention. You're looking at the gearbox of the guy in front of you, trying to, you know, get that sense for when he accelerates. So if that guy checks up, it's just like on the highway. Chain reaction, there's contact everywhere.
That was Peter Gray, who went from the extreme outside of the racetrack across to the inside. It looked as though Casamets just didn't come up to speed, and LaPointe got by him. Asaro got clipped from behind and turned into the outer wall.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, if I was going to place blame for that accident, it'd be on the starter.
Really?
Because it looked like, I mean, look at these guys. They're all lined up right now. I thought it was a good start. And, you know, Casamets on the outside had the advantage. Everything looked right. Now watch what happens when guys start checking up here. Everything's nice. No yellow. One guy slows down. You can see you get that big rush.
Yeah.
And, you know, bad luck for Asaro because he did nothing wrong except be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That onboard look from Jeff Harrison's cameras on the back of that race car. Harrison starting 8th outside the 4th row. So we've realigned the field, but minus the series points leader. Asaro came in today with nearly a 50-point bulge after his 3rd place finish yesterday. And let's take another look here. Another try at a start. Safety car is in. Car's up the hill out of turn 14. Heading under the Motorola Bridge at Road America and coming to the flag stand for the 2nd time in this event. LaPointe in the 89 on the inside of the front row. Casamets in the 6th car going for a double this weekend, and we're underway.
Good start again. You know, I actually like the other one better because they were spread out a little bit more. You know, right now we've got everybody tangled, and who knows who's going to make it through turn 1 here.
Casamets from the outside selecting that spot because he was the quick qualifier. That must be his preferred route around. You wouldn't think so, but he was able to get by LaPointe and grab the lead again.
You know, going into turn 2 here, everyone nice and tight trying to get that one position that you might not have been able to get in qualifying. And you're always worried about contact because you got to remember, you know, tires aren't up to temperature, brakes aren't up to temperature. And so the first lap is usually the most difficult in the race.
22 cars taking the green flag. Casamets going for a double this weekend. LaPointe is 2nd.
Very defensive line there by Casamet. Now you got to remember, in the first race he had no pressure at all. Right now what LaPointe wants to make certain that that happens is that he's able to remain on Casamet's gearbox. Perhaps the two of them can break away, and then he can start to work on him.
Mike Potikin, Piero Rodarte running 3rd and 4th. This very reminiscent of the first race this weekend. Potikin had contact with the 33 car yesterday, Tom Dyer's machine, which took him out of the race when he had a top 3 run going.
So far, this is looking beautiful. These guys are pushing hard, but giving out all their competitors a lot of respect. You know, you always talk about there being a battle in a war. Too many times in racing, guys get caught up in the battle and they get taken out of a race earlier. You know, early in the race, we saw that happen in race 1. Right now, these guys so far are really using their heads.
Down the back straightaway, riding with Ira Fearberg, started 21st today.
Now you could hear that big lift. I promise you this. The guys at the front, when they go through that cake, they're staying flat out. You really need to maintain that momentum through that corner.
Is that just a matter of talking yourself into it?
It really is. It's so much a psychological.
Contact there.
Close. You really, you know, have to psych yourself up every time you go into that corner. Okay, this time I'm flat, this time I'm flat, this time I'm flat. I've heard about guys, some guys, what they'll do is when they get to the corner, rather than lift their foot, they'll lift a thumb or something like that. So they're lifting something. But really, you know, if you want to be fast at Road America, you got to be quick there. And here we see LaPointe, the first person to challenge for the lead.
Casamets on the outside in the yellow car, the slightly darker yellow and black machine of LaPointe making the pass pass good. So LaPointe sweeps by on the inside to grab the lead here in lap 2.
All right, well, we know Kasemets can lead, but can he follow? Is he going to be able to maintain that composure? Because once he gets through turn 2 here, if he gets a good exit, he'll be able to take a shot at LaPointe going into turn 5. Again, the beautiful thing about Elkhart Lake, so many hard braking areas combined with really good drafting areas.
No change back for 3rd and 4th. It's Potikin in that black and white number 87. Piero Rodarte in the Telmex machine with the Mexican national colors, the red, green, and white. That's the 55 car. But Jason LaPointe out of Oregon with a good move to the inside, getting by the early leader Kasemets.
Well, and you see Kasemets a little bit of oversteer exiting that corner, so maybe his car's not working as well today as it did yesterday.
Jason LaPointe, a standout in shifter karts on the West Coast. Star Mazda competitor in the past as well. Very strong young campaigner. He's turned in several great rides this year and hoping to cap the weekend here at Road America with a victory. But Kasemets from Mundelein, Illinois, now a native of Estonia, 28 years old, desperate to make a career in motorsports in this country and hoping to come through with another victory here this weekend. On board Jeff Harrison's machine, meantime, the Texans started 8th, trying to get up and run with the leaders after a good run from the back of the pack yesterday.
Yeah, you know, he's doing a super job. Right now you're in the carousel, one of the most fun corners, and he got a good exit there, so he might be able
He's blocked.
Yeah, don't you just hate when that happens?
Wow, trying to get around the 2-car of Peter Gray. Your leader is Jason LaPointe. We'll be back.
You know that Federal Express, Nike shoes, and even H. Ross Perot have made their millions using government money programs, and you can too. I'm Matthew Lesko. My new book shows you 15,000 programs that you could use to get a better job, get an education, or start your own business. Those who know about the programs are the ones who get the money.
I was able to get monies to buy equipment for my business and also a microloan.
The government gave me money to live on for 6 months while I started my own business.
I want every taxpayer to know you get $100,000 to open up a coffee shop, or $15,000 to write a novel. You also get $9,000 to take a computer course, or get a GED, or a PhD.
If I could get $15,000 to go back to school, any woman could do it.
Doing what you want to do in life is like being on vacation every single day. Now, I'll show you how to get the government to pay for it. So call me.
Call this number now. For only 2 payments of $29.95 plus shipping and handling, get Matthew Lesko's 1,100-page book and 6-hour audio.
Hi, I'm Mike Andretti, and you're watching Speed Vision.
Americans have places to go, things to do, so they go Midas. Alignment, we do that. Air conditioning, we do that. Brakes, we do that. So for total car care by certified technicians, who does it all? Midas, we do that.
Tomorrow night, take the Toyota Supra Turbo for a spin. Then get the German GP review on Speed Vision News. Plus, hop on with World Superbike from Brands Hatch. That's Motor Vision at 7 Eastern. Speed Vision News Race Week at 7:30 and World Superbike at 8. Be there.
Welcome back to Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, here on Speed Vision. Coverage of the U.S. Formula 2000 National Championship, 10th race of 2001 for these cars and drivers. And your leader is Jason LaPointe in the 89. Thomas Kasemets in the 6 car is second. And then you've got Mike Potikin next in line. Piero Rodarte sits 4th. And Mimo Rojas, the team machine to Rodarte's car, riding in 5th. That's the 15 car.
You know, as a team, they're doing a good job. You get guys in the top 5. Anytime in this type of racing where the cars are so close, if you're in the top 5, you're doing a super job. And to have 2 cars in the top 5 for that team it really says a lot for their preparation.
Rojas qualified in 7th. He's gained 2 spots. Jeff Harrison has come from 8th to 6th in the early going, but he's getting a challenge on the inside here.
That is Peter Gray looking to make the classic outbraking maneuver going into turn 5, but doesn't quite have enough. But he definitely he overcooked it going into there, and look, he's lost 1, now 2 positions. You don't want to get greedy on your entry because that mistake just costs so much, you know, when you're trying to gather things up.
Tommy Constantine in the Uzo 12 car from Athens, Greece, moving by Harrison. So Harrison qualified well, thought he might have a good run going here today, but he is pressing a little too hard, I think.
You know, it's very hard sometimes in these races to find your rhythm. Again, you know, right now they're all on full fuel, so their brake bias might not be set properly. You're having to think about so many things that when we normally watch a race, we don't you know, really understand what the driver's doing. Well, you know, that car is not the same every lap. It's changing a little bit each lap, and your better drivers are the ones that are adapting and learning and figuring out how to go quick.
Now, Ira Fierberg, who struggled in the first race this weekend, he's doing a nice job, up from 21st to 16th in just the first couple of laps.
I like the dog prints that he's got on there. Obviously, Pet Max Naturals, a sponsor, appreciates him. But, you know, I don't know whether I'd want anything related to a dog on my race car. And now nothing but a missed gear. They slow down by throwing chicanes and things like that. And it really makes a rhythm. A few racetracks in this country that are real fast, that have good rhythm. Certainly Laguna Seca is one. Elkhart Lake is one, Mid-Ohio. And you throw a road and land in there as well. But certainly, you know, one circuit we all look forward to is Elkhart Lake.
So Fierberg continuing to battle with the 88 machine of Jeff Otto from Hartford, Wisconsin. And Otto gets back by him at the end of the front stretch.
He just did the classic drafting maneuver. So you got a good battle going on here.
Back up in front, it's still Jason LaPointe in the 89, leading Tonis Casamets. Mike Potikin, Pierre Rodarte, and Mimo Rojas, your top 5, and Casamets in the 6, pressing, trying to get up and make a challenge against LaPointe.
You know, certainly these guys are closer at the front than we had in race number 1, but in race number 1 we had positions 2nd through 8th, all nip and tuck. These guys right now are doing the right thing. They're not messing around, they're not monkeying around, they're just trying to open up the gap to those guys behind them.
And they are doing so. They've opened up probably a dozen car lengths on Potikin. Plenty of action still to come here on Speed Vision from Road America. We'll be back.
New faster acting Dawn gets tough grease out of your way faster than ever.
Tomorrow, see if Schumi can catch Prost's record with a Grand Prix victory at Hockenheim. Tomorrow, it's the German GP at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, and Monday, it's the encore presentation at 8:30 p.m.
Welcome back to Road America here on Speed Vision. Coverage of the US F2000 National Championship Series with endurance star Johnny O'Connell. I'm Rick Benjamin. Sandy Heng is on pit road. Your leader continues to be Jason LaPointe out of Oregon in the 89 car. That's the yellow machine with the black nose cone. The lighter yellow 6 car, Tonis Casamets, who won the first race here this weekend. He continues to ride in second, right in LaPointe's wake. And then you've got Mike Potikin, who was strong yesterday but could not finish. He is third in that black and white 87 car. And the 2 Telmex machines of Rodarte and Rojas next in line as they work their way through the back part of the road circuit here at Road America. You can tell it's starting to get just a tad bit darker. Tommy Constantine, meantime, running 7th in the 12 car, coming out of the final corner and up onto the front straightaway here. Very hot weekend. Temperatures of more than 100 degrees. Track temps are very hot here today. Hasn't seemed to bother any of these teams so far, though.
You know, and right now these guys are all behaving themselves, which you'd like to see. You know, maybe the cool weather is helping that. Right now we see a little bit of a attempt at making a pass there. But you know what, when we were just opening there and I was watching Casamets, very smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, he just is really looking nice, you know, which is not to say LaPointe isn't, but you can see LaPointe's car moving around a little bit more under braking. You know, Casamets, you know, I'm not certain whether or not he's just hanging back in second place, waiting for the time for him to make the proper move.
Jeff Harrison from Grapevine, Texas, gives us the onboard look here. Harrison started 8th today, slipped back a little bit after the start, trying to work his way toward the front. Taking a look to the left. Tight corner coming. Oh, look at him get on the brakes, Johnny. Did he damage that tire?
You know, he's got certainly a lot of front bias on that, and it's completely possible that he just flat spotted that tire.
I guess so. Look at the tire. It looks like it's out of round.
You know what? And if you watch his hands, they'll be shaking some now from that.
Let's take another look at it. down into the corner. Look at him hard on the brakes there.
Yeah, you know what? It looks like as he's turning in, he's just locked that front tire. And boy, you can see the smoke pouring off of it.
And there's the spot.
That is a flat spot. When they named it a flat spot, there was a reason for it.
Now, will he have to come on pit road probably and get that tire changed?
Well, you know, in this type of racing, I wouldn't. I'm going to take my chances with it and try to endure it. But the problem is, once you've had a flat spotted tire, anytime that tire locks up again, is going to be on that flat spot. So really, it's a bad situation that generally only gets worse unless you do adjust your brake bias.
Wow. So Jeff Harrison with more problems to contend with here, back up to speed at Road America.
You know, in our type of racing, the endurance racing, when you have a flat spotted tire, you're always worried about the puncture that follows it. And, you know, because in that type of racing, you're in the car a long time. These guys, you know, they're all going to take the chance to push as hard as they possibly can. And it's not like you can see the flat spot either.
Yeah.
I mean, all you can do is feel it, and it's very difficult sometimes to judge how bad a flat spot it really is.
Your two leaders up the main straightaway. LaPointe, the first car through in the 89. Next in line is Casamets in the 6. And you've got Potikin's 87 car.
And they're opening up. It looks like they're pulling it out a little bit. And so right now, if these two keep working in lockstep like this, it'll come down the last lap or two, and it should be just these two guys. But as we're watching this, pay attention to Casamets and how he's taking a very wide entry, okay, and very wide on his exit, but the car is smooth. It's not moving around a lot. And when the car looks like that, it looks slow on the racetrack, but generally looks fast on the stopwatch.
Still LaPointe out in front. Casamets is second, and they are pulling away. Casamet's very close there into the corner.
Yeah, he's, you know, maybe trying to put a little heat. And but also, you know what, when you're back there, it's real easy to follow.
Yeah.
It's real easy to follow. And so Casamets, he understands that it is a war, and there's a lot more laps to go here. So he might just be trying to figure out what LaPointe's strengths are, what LaPointe's weaknesses are, and then understanding how to maximize his car so that he can take advantage.
I'm a cat, pollen, dust mite.
And Billy's a mold ragweed cat.
I'm 3.
I learned so much more about my kids' allergies after I called Zyrtec. They sent me an information package about how Zyrtec treats indoor and outdoor allergies. It also came with a $10 rebate offer on a Zyrtec prescription. And this. Now they can go and play outside.
Most people with allergies have indoor allergies like mold and dust, and outdoor allergies like trees and grass. Among leading prescription antihistamines, only Zyrtec is FDA approved to treat both indoor and outdoor allergies. And Zyrtec's approved for kids as young as 2 years. Talk to your child's doctor about Zyrtec and call 800-863-5590 for your information package. $10 rebate offer plus a free gift. In studies, side effects included drowsiness, headache, sore throat, and stomachache. Most were mild or moderate. Most children weren't bothered by them enough to stop taking Zyrtec. Zyrtec. That's Zyrtec. Lots of allergies. Just one Zyrtec. Starts with just one call.
Leave the heavy lifting to us. Call Labor Ready at 1-800-24-LABOR or go to laborready.com. Labor Ready. Get some help.
What if there were a liquid you could pour right into your car's engine that could actually improve your gas mileage? What a special potion that would be. And what if that same liquid gold also protected your engine, like a mother protects her young? Well, wake up and pour the Haviland, because you're not dreaming. New Haviland motor oil, unsurpassed protection, and now tests show improved gas mileage. Haviland, something to think about this summer.
Does anyone here at the Beef and Bird Barbecue Cook-Off use a gas grill?
Gas is a no-no, definitely a no-no.
So when it comes to flavor...
Proven fact that charcoal is better than gas.
What kind of charcoal?
Oh, Kingsford, definitely.
Kingsford.
Seriously?
100%.
Kingsford charcoal, because taste is everything.
Back at Road America, and a reminder, catch up on all the motorsports news of each and every week from us. It's Speed Vision News Race Week. It's Sunday night, 7:30 Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. Hope you can join us. The two leaders have driven away here in the early going at Road America, the US F2000 National Championship. Jason LaPointe is out in front. Tonis Casamets, the quick qualifier, in second spot. And it looks like LaPointe can pull Casamets up the straightaway, Johnny.
You know, it might be that the two cars have different setups. You know, here at Elkhart Lake, you can run with some wing in the car that makes it fast in the corners, good on braking, but slow down the straight, or you can trim the car out, makes it fast down the straight, but worse on braking, worse in the corners. you know, you run one each way, you somehow or another get to the same lap time.
Peter Gray sits 5th in the 2 car, but he's got 4 cars, including teammate Doug Bell right behind him. One of the Telmex cars is in the mix. Tommy Constantine's 12 is in there too. I think that might be Arie Luyendyk Jr. getting to be a part of that battle. So 5 cars trying to take up a small piece of real estate back behind the 4 leaders.
And it's fun because you see them all moving back and forth, trying to get the draft, trying to get the toe, and and here we are. Oh man, almost 3 wide there going into turn 5.
It's Bell on the outside. Constantine, 3rd car line. Bell way off the racetrack and into the gravel, manages to get it wrestled back onto the pavement.
But you know what? Formula 2000 cars that are momentum cars, and you just saw what happened. If you lose your momentum, he actually gained 3 positions going in that corner and lost them right back.
Mimo Rojas rides 6th in the 15 car. Constantine in the 12 is next in line. That's the red and white machine. Meantime, the 2 leaders coming through the sweeper.
And you know, those cars look good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, watching both those cars go through there, no one's sliding too much or twitching. They look very, very strong.
Potemkin is next in line in the 87.
He's starting to get a little bit of pressure there, it looks like, from Rodarte, who was very strong in the first race.
Yeah.
And he didn't get into the top 3 at all, but I mean, he put on a very strong performance, and perhaps Mike is going to have to be watching his mirrors a little bit closer as this event goes on.
Jeff Harrison has backpedaled, qualified in the top 8, sits 11th right now, and says, hey, what do I know? As one of the competitors starts to move by, gave him a wave there.
Well, he goes into Canada corner now, nice downshifts, but oh, that's so close.
Oh boy, ran out of road on the outside there, lets 2 cars go by.
But again, that's that momentum thing. If you can't get to the gas at the apex of the corner, you might as well throw out an anchor. And you know, but one thing I did like about that, when he was being passed there, he didn't block. He didn't take anything away from his competitor. And I love to see good, honest racing.
When he hit the corner, it looked as though he didn't cut the apex quite tight enough, and that opened the door for those 2 cars.
You know what I think happened, and we couldn't see it from our angle, but I think he knew that guy was there making the move on him. So, and had he turned in, there'd have been contact. So I think he you know, said to himself, discretion is the better part of valor. And you know, right now they're both still in the race rather than both of them being out of the race.
Well, open wheel oval track star Casey Kane moving into rear engine machines here at F2000 under the auspices of Ford. He wrecked yesterday. He's got problems today. Sandy Henge's been off the track evidently, right?
Casey Kane's off-track adventure may have cost him here. If you look closely, you can see he took a lot of grass in that may have overheated the car. Also looks like he bent part of the front. Guys?
Wow. Well, that's what the road course indoctrination, I think, is all about, Johnny O'Connell.
You know what? It's funny because it's so easy to watch this stuff and think that it's easy. But when you see the guys that are running at the front, they started in go-karts. They spent beautiful out and braking maneuver right there. Beautiful.
Wow. Rodarte moves to the inside of Potemkin to take 3rd away, and Potemkin comes right back on him.
That was so classic. That was so classic. Because Potemkin was on the outside, he had a better line for exiting turn 5 and the classic pass and repass. And these guys are doing a great job. But getting back to what we were discussing, these guys have learned their craft in go-karts and have learned the road racing skills. And I think what Casey hasn't done is learned road racing. Yeah. He's obviously very quick. He's proven that in sprint cars, other forms of the sport. But road racers use specific techniques. And I'm certain that once he goes to a Bondurant school or Jim Russell school, he learns all those techniques, and it's going to get him right to the front.
Well, Jeff Harrison started 8th, has been in trouble a couple of times, has been off the racetrack a time or two, has a flat spotted left front tire. He's fought his way back up to 11th after dropping back even further than that.
Well, if nothing else, he's going to have a lot of stories to tell about this weekend. And you know, and it's so funny because whenever I'm racing and they put the camera on my car, I'm just, you know, my prayer to God is, hey, just don't let me do anything stupid on camera.
Oh, trouble. The 81 car spins right in front of Harrison. That's the machine of Carl Russo from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Over the years, we've gathered some of the brightest stars in insurance and investments, plus some of the brightest stars in securities brokerage and financial services. And we put them all together into one extraordinary company. Today, that company has a proud new name, Prudential Financial, growing and protecting your wealth.
This is the all-new Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. And the 2001 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
It can be tough, really, buying a new car. So I went online to autobytel.com. I found the car I wanted and even knew the dealer's price. Then I walked into that showroom like I owned the joint.
Autobytel.com. How to buy a car.
Would you please get out of the kitchen?
There's no better feeling than that of a job well done. And nothing helps you do the job better than America's #1 filter, France.
The Tour de France rules the road on OLN, and two-time champion Lance Armstrong will be gunning for his 3rd straight victory. The Tour de France, July 7th through the 29th. Same-day coverage, 9 p.m., exclusively on OLN.
Back at Road America here on Speed Vision. Rick Benjamin with Johnny O'Connell. Sandy Hang on pit road. Watching a great battle for the lead that's been raging since we dropped the green many minutes ago, Johnny O'Connell. Here's Casemets to the outside and the inside of LaPointe.
Beautiful, beautiful pass. And you see Jason trying to get back to the inside, but Thomas there had a beautiful move. I don't think that Jason was looking for him to make the move that late. Very classic, nicely done.
How much time do you spend watching your mirrors when you're in a tight battle like this?
You know what? You're focusing on them, you know, until you get to your breaking point. But once you get up to your breaking point, you've got to start focusing on it's the 3-board or the 2-board or whatever it is. And the way Thomas timed his move there, it was just at that point where Jason had to change his vision.
Well, here's LaPointe coming back at Casemets to the inside down into the first corner, but he won't get the job done.
You know, again, he might have initiated that move a little bit late. And if I was Jason, I would not be in a rush to get back that lead. I'd want to follow Thomas for a couple laps, as Thomas followed him, to see where he was strong, where he was weak, and then plan my move accordingly.
Now, watching this situation, Casemets starting to open up a little bit of a lead. It looked like LaPointe might have overdriven that last corner, and it cost him some ground.
And it's very easy to do that in these cars. You know, anytime you have to lift off your throttle coming off of the corner at Elkhart Lake, that's the biggest sin in the world, because it just multiplies that mistake all the way down the straightaway.
Up the hill, Casemets in the 6 car, going for a double dip this weekend. Won the first race of the weekend already. He's been the fast qualifier 2 times this weekend, so it's been a very good outing for the 28-year-old who races out of the Chicago suburbs, not very far away at all. Of course, if you're familiar with Road America in Wisconsin, we're just a couple of hours really from the Chicago area here.
You know, Thomas is doing a super job.
He certainly is, but one driver who's had a frustrating outing today, the young USAC star Casey Kane, in trouble again. He's with Sandy.
Casey Kane, what happened out there?
I think we had a pretty good start and everything felt pretty good. I got by a couple cars, and then as I was going into turn 1, Paul Dana had caught me. Just pretty much outmotored us down straight away. Like we've been getting outmotored all week. So he caught me, and then getting into turn 3, I gave him plenty of room to get under me, and he just pretty much, he tried too hard, I think, to just skidded up and took us both out of the race. So I don't know, it wasn't a very good move by his part.
Okay, that's a tough ending of the day for Casey Kane.
Kane, the youngster, the reigning USAC National Midget Champion, standout in World of Outlaws and USAC Sprint Car competition. Ford has signed him. They've moved him here to Formula Ford 2000 to get his feet wet in road racing. The goal is to have Kane in a kart champ car within a couple of months, which would be an extremely rapid climb through the ranks. And we're continuing to watch his progress. Talented young driver, no doubt about it, from the state of Washington. As we watch the lead battle, Thomas Casemets' wife watching her husband try to double up this weekend and add to his impressive resume in this country.
You know, he's doing a real nice job, but Jason's hanging with him, and perhaps Jason is doing the exact same thing to Thomas that Thomas was doing to him. Learning what he's doing, following his line, just keeping that pressure on.
Behind the 2 leaders, Mike Potikin strong in 3rd. Piero Rodarte is next in line, and then a good battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. This is Mimo Rojas leading this gaggle of cars. Tommy Constantine back in 8th spot there.
And you know what? When you're the third car in that line, this is really no different than Winston Cup. That third guy can get a monster tow going down, coming off of turn 2 here and going down into turn 5. This is a long straightaway, and if he gets a good exit off of turn 2 there, again, that hole of air that's being opened up behind the lead car is huge, and he can get a big enough run to get both those guys going into turn 5.
Doug Bell trying to get close and make a battle out of it for position as we watch Constantine in this next group of cars that we were talking about just a moment ago. Bell is in the mix here.
Of course, as I say that, it doesn't happen.
Well, he'd like to do that.
I'll spend a little bit of time with him, coach him on it, but you know, again, these guys right now are working awfully darn hard and trying to figure out any way possible to get by that guy in front of them.
One car a little offline. Bell putting a wheel off the pavement there, coming out of that corner.
You know, to go back something Casey said that was very interesting. With these cars, you know, they don't have a lot of horsepower compared to an Indy car or some of the sprint cars or things like that. And they're what I would call a momentum car, as in how fast you can enter the corner, get in the middle of the corner, and exit the corner determines how fast you're going down the straightaway. Perhaps that motor problem is a technique problem of not getting out of the corner quick enough.
It came from the street and into your house. Non-stop hip-hop, the 32 fattest hits of all time on 2 CDs and 2 cassettes. You can't get this 32-track collection in any store.
Myself and I.
If you order by credit card now, you'll get a free non-stop hip-hop medallion. You'll be macking and attacking with non-stop hip-hop. To order, call the number on your screen. Rush delivery available.
All roads lead to Speed Vision. And next weekend, slam in with all the live Trans Am from Portland. Plus, see if the Dyson team can recover as the Grand Am Series heads to Canada. Saturday, that's live Trans Am at 4 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday, it's live Grand Am at 2.
Where is it written that only a sports car can behave like a sports car? Not here.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, 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 zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah,
The new, more powerful 2-liter Mazda Protege. Why should sports cars have all the fun?
What I like most about Speed Vision is the fact that they cover a whole spectrum of racing. I can see people racing sedans in Australia. I can see people racing motorcycles in Europe. I can see people racing Formula 1 boats, IndyCar racing, Formula 1, NASCAR, the GT Series, the endurance cars, the Le Mans race. It just goes on and on and on and on. Speed Vision is a great way for me to unwind and check out what's going on in the racing world.
Welcome back to Road America here on Speed Vision. Coverage of the US F2000 National Championship Series. Your lead battle still Casamet's ahead of LaPointe. He's opened up about 5 car lengths now. Best race may be this one for third spot. Potemkin with his hands full.
Yeah, you know, I mean, these guys are dicing real hard for position. And, you know, Potemkin, though, he showed in the first race, he knows how to run a defensive line and carry his momentum through the corner. So it's going to be difficult getting by him today.
Going up the front straightaway here at Road America, there's Potemkin in the 87. Rodarte in the 55 next in line. They're third and fourth.
And, you know, Rodarte's just trying to pick up that draft. And you know, we spoke earlier about the different setups. It might just be that Potemkin, you know, as his running low downforce, can get down the straightaways faster.
If you're with us for the earlier event that was run this weekend, Potemkin was third in that race and looked very strong. Got caught up in a tangle with the 33 car of Tom Dyer late in the going. Gave up a potential podium run. And behind the 2 leaders, Casamet's and LaPointe, who ran 1-2 in the first race this weekend. Potemkin hanging on. He's got 2 cars drafting right behind him. And then the battle for 6th is also a 3-way scramble.
You know, again, just pushing every single lap, you know, focusing so hard on what the guy in front of you is doing. Where is he weak? You know, what mistakes can you do? Now, one thing I'm surprised is that not many of these guys are throwing fakes, because right now, if I'm Rodarte, you know, every time I'm coming up to a braking zone, I'm showing my nose. I'm doing everything to break his rhythm. And right now, there's a whole lot of follow the leader going on. But you know, when you're that guy that's running second, you know, you want to try to get in the guy's head who's ever in front of you.
Casey Kane trying to figure out what went wrong this weekend. His maiden voyage came at Mid-Ohio back in the month of June in Formula Ford 2000. He's still, of course, very active in USAC and racing in the World of Outlaws on occasion, but a lot of hopes of Ford racing in this country ride on his shoulders. He's been signed to a contract that may well have him in the Kart Champ Car Series shortly. Peter Gray from Scotland in car number 2, riding in the 5th spot. Good battles a little further back in the pack. But you're right, Johnny. I was thinking the same thing. Nobody's faking. Nobody's making a move to the inside. If you're trailing in a battle like this, not only do you want to fake, oh, one car off and throws up a huge cloud of smoke there, I would think you'd also be just thinking, well, can I inch a little closer? Can I get another foot on this guy this lap?
Well, yeah, you're always, you know, trying to figure out how to do that. And one of the, you know, when two cars are this close like they are right here at the front or for 3rd and 4th, you know, these guys are good. They don't make many mistakes as we go into the last lap here. So you've got to force them into making that mistake. And you see Rodarte, boom, beautiful, classic drafting maneuver. He's to the inside now. Potikin looking for a way around the outside. That dog's not going to hunt.
No, Rodarte with a great move on the front straightaway to claim 3rd after watching Potekin for how many laps? 10 laps, maybe.
Yeah, again, very, very smart, though, wasn't he? Figured out the strengths, weaknesses, boom, made his move. Right now, LaPointe is thinking, man, am I going to get a shot at getting that lead back?
First, he's got to get close in the final lap here. That's 4 miles, of course, around Road America, but right now, LaPointe isn't even within hailing distance of the leader, Casamets. And now, here comes Bell looking to the inside of Potikin, down into the corner.
You know, and I like seeing that Potikin didn't.
Oh, one car goes off. Tommy Constantine loses it going into that tight left-hander. From Athens, Greece backs the Uzo machine into the gravel trap, and he wants some help, but it won't come quickly enough to get him back in competition.
He buried that. That's that one's not getting out. Now Rodarte, he's worrying about Potikin here, and what Mike is thinking is, okay, he's got the carousel, which is coming up, and then the king. 2 corners really that he's got to master in order to be able to get by.
Tonis Casamets in the 6th car continues as your leader. That yellow machine, Jason LaPointe in the 89 out of Oregon, right behind him. But Casamets by 3 or 4 car lengths now.
He's looking strong, isn't he? I mean, just all weekend long, very smooth. A little bit of lap traffic here, though. Now, this can make life real interesting. This is definitely what Casamets does not want to see, and everything that Jason wants to see.
But Casamets will blast by that lap machine without a look back.
Man, 242, that's a nice weekend, isn't it?
Absolutely. If he can pull this off, it will be a great finish to a wonderful weekend. Out of the final corner here, about to head up the front straightaway for the final time. 2 leaders going by. And here comes the battle for 3rd and 4th. Piero Rodarte ahead of Mike Potikin in the 87 car. And it's going to be Tonis Casamets in the 6, taking the checkered flag. Casamets doubles up this weekend ahead of Jason LaPointe in both races. So a great run. Tonis's wife very happy. Here comes Rodarte to finish 3rd. Potikin will grab 4th in the 87 car, and Doug Bell will check her in 5th spot.
Racing continues on down through the field. I tell you what, Tonis was so strong this weekend, and you know, with the problems that Billy Asaro had, this championship right now is wide open.
Certainly is. Now Asaro came in here with a 47-point lead, but Casamets with the 2 victories will certainly chop into that here this weekend. So Casamets is your winner, raising the fist to accept the applause of the crowd here at Road America. We'll talk to the winner in Victory Lane next.
Americans have places to go, things to do, so they go Midas. Air conditioning, we do that. Oil changes, we do that. Batteries and mufflers too. For total car care by certified technicians, who does it all? Midas. We do that.
When Tony brought me home to meet his mother, she was a little surprised.
She wanted a good Italian wife for him. She got someone who teaches him Yiddish.
We have our differences, it's true.
But we are bonding. She gave me her grandmother's good tablecloth. It survived 2 generations. Now it's up to me.
Tide Deep Clean formula combines an amazing detergent with the power of a pre-treater. It's all you need for the best stain fighting ever.
Married life is great. All three of us are having a blast.
Want more from a sport utility? Test drive the all-wheel drive Subaru Outback. More ground clearance than a Ford Explorer Sport. More cargo space than a Jeep Cherokee. More miles per gallon than any leading midsize SUV. Add a smooth car-like ride and you have a sport utility with a whole lot more. Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon. Get financing as low as 2.9% APR on all 2001 models.
At the Lost Drive-In, a boy loses his dream machine and a little something more.
I'm a hooker.
Mark Hamill proves that great roles usually come around once in a lifetime.
Ever pump gas?
Corvette Summer, tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, see if Schumi can catch Prost's record with a Grand Prix victory at Hockenheim. Tomorrow, it's the German GP at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. And Monday, it's the encore presentation at 8:30 p.m.
The U.S. F2000 National Championship has been brought to you by Avon Tires.
A doubleheader weekend for the U.S. F2000 Series here at Road America. 2 wins for Tonis Kasemets. Johnny, that's impressive.
Excellent drive. I mean, he's got a lot to be proud of.
Kasemets accepting the applause of his crew and his wife, getting a cold shower bath on a hot afternoon, Sandy Hang.
Here they are, whooping it up down here, Tonis Kasemets. What an exciting run for you. 3rd career victory. Looked like there was a moment of uncertainty, but not for long.
It was a perfect race. Jason was very clean. I played very clean. It was just very, very smart race from both of us. I want to thank everybody. Augie Paps Racing, all my sponsors, MK Flex of it, Team Mechanic, Carl Haas Auto. List goes on and on. It's just unbelievable. Alan O'Leary, we shock, man. Ah!
He's excited here. There's your winner, Tonis Kasemets.
It's a shame he's not a happy winner in victory lane, you know?
Yeah, depressing.
But a guy who certainly had a good weekend in his own right. 2 front row starts, 2 second-place finishes. Jason LaPointe out of Oregon. A good weekend for him as well, although I'm sure he's a little bit disappointed. Sandy moving over to talk to Jason, get his thoughts on the weekend's racing.
Jason LaPointe, second-place finisher. Tonis, just talked to him. He said you raced him clean, raced him hard.
Yeah, I gave it all I had. I saw Billy, the points leader, go out at the start of the race, and I couldn't do anything. I'm sitting second in points. So, you know, I had to race clean, and I wanted to finish, and this strong second really helps out.
Okay, there is your second-place finisher today.
Good weekend, certainly, for Jason LaPointe in that 89 car. Take a look at the situation. The final results. Kasemets the winner. LaPointe, Rodarte, and Potikin the top 4. Then the 2 teammates, Peter Gray and Doug Bell. Mimo Rojas, Mark E. Dismore comes home in 8th spot. Alexander Figge ahead of Tom Dyer for 11th and 12th. Ari Luyendyk Jr. grabs 14th. Tommy Constantine with that late spin gets credit for 18th. And the young Ford hopeful Kane grabs 20th. Billy Asaro, meantime, 22nd. That puts a serious crimp into his championship hopes, wouldn't you say, Johnny?
Definitely put a crimp in him, but one guy that did have a great weekend was Piero Rodarte, and he had a great run, and Sandy's with him right now.
What a great run, Piero Rodarte. What happened there in that, before you took the first lap right in front of you with Billy Asaro?
I don't know, he just spun in front of me. Even my teammate wasn't able to brake, and so he hit me in the back. But I really don't know what happened. I think the problem was that we didn't start in that lap, but finally we finished the race.
Okay, that's your 3rd-place finisher, podium finish for Piero.
Well, of course, the big prize at the end of the season, Johnny O'Connell, is the points championship. Billy Asaro, after 10 events, pretty fortunate to come away with the lead still in his back pocket.
Yeah, you know, he really is. Jason LaPointe, though, great weekend for him. He jumped from like 6th to 2nd.
Doug Bell and Peter Gray tied for 3rd, the 2 teammates, and Mimo Rojas rounds up the top 5 with 140 markers. With more racing still to come in F2000. Let's meet the American Continental Championship winner.
Your Formula Continental winner, Scott Rubenzer, and started 16th, worked your way up to 9th. Pretty impressive.
Had a pretty good day.
luck went my way. Holes kind of open in the beginning, and I was able to settle down, and I just built up a decent lead on my opposition and then kind of cruised the rest of the race.
Well, a few things happened in front of you managed to avoid.
Yeah, there's always lots of carnage and twists and turns the first couple laps, but like I say, it's just a matter of luck sometimes that you make it or don't, and today was the day I made it.
Okay, that's Scott Rubenzer.
So Rubenzer defeats 3 other competitors in the American Continental portion of the show, but the big winner, Tonis Kasemets, on the podium for the second time this weekend as your winner. Johnny O'Connell, parting thoughts.
You know what? I love watching these guys race. I mean, it brings me back to when I was a young driver with great dreams of future success, and you remember how hard you have to push and how your whole life is about winning races, and Thomas pulled it off this weekend.
And you can certainly bet that Billy Asaro won't soon forget the hard impact he took at the start of the second race that really caused him serious problems as he fights to win the Formula 4 2000 championship. Well, that's our coverage today here on Speed Vision. For Sandy Heng, Johnny O'Connell, I'm Rick Benjamin, congratulating Tonis Kasemets, your winner of the US F2000 round at Road America.